There is a sentence that I fear the most. The phrase is, "What do you want?" Now I'm going to tell you why I'm afraid of these words. 3 years ago, I met this man, Steve, by chance. I met him through a friend. As soon as he saw me, he said he had found his dream girl and that he would do anything I wanted. When I asked him to prove it, he ran into the kitchen, grabbed the knife, and said he would show me his heart. I was surprised and held his hand, and from then on, our romance began. Then, one day, during a date, Steve asked,
"Is there anything you want to do these days?"
I said jokingly, "I want to kick my boss's ass."
"That's a good idea,"
he said with a smile, and I just smiled. But the next day, he messaged me saying he broke my boss's hip bone. I thought he was joking, but the next day, my boss called me and said he was in the hospital. He said he got his ass beaten by some crazy guy. I was shocked and called Steve, and he told me,
"Your boss can't even walk. How are you feeling? Refreshed now? I had to pay a lot of money for the settlement, but that's okay."
I was shocked and angry at him. I yelled at him and asked him why he did that. He said, as if he was embarrassed,
Wasn't that what you wanted?"
From then on, I thought I shouldn't even joke with him. Then, sometime later, while shopping with him, I looked at a luxury bag and blurted out something without realizing it. "Wow, if I had that bag, I would be happy even if I ate poop." But after saying that, I felt a strange gaze on me, so I looked to the side. Steve was looking at me with big eyes. With a trembling voice, I asked why. Then he looked at the bag and said,
"I'll be right back."
And then he quickly ran outside. I called him, but he didn't stop, and I didn't know where he was going. A day or two passed, and no news was heard from him. I was overwhelmed with anxiety. A few more days passed, and Steve came to see me. He smiled brightly and walked toward me like a fashion show, holding the bag.
"Now who's the happiest in the world?"
"How did you buy it? It's hard to buy that even if you save up your salary for like 3 months," I asked in surprise.
My fists were having a hard time. I think I robbed like 12 people. Now, is there anything else you want?
I was shocked and speechless.
Oh, is it that touching?
He was still grinning, unable to understand the situation. I felt like he wasn't normal and I couldn't handle him anymore, so I told him I was breaking up with him. Then his expression changed as if he had been hit in the back of his head, and he asked,
"That was a joke, right?"
I said with a serious expression that it wasn't a joke, but he smiled and said,
"That's funny."
I said firmly that I wanted to end the relationship. Then, with his eyes twitching, he said,
"If that's what you want, we should break up. But we can still be friends even after we break up, right?"
"No, let's never see each other again."
"That's impossible for me."
"If it's too hard, just think that I don't exist in this world anymore. Close your eyes and imagine that I have left this world." He sobbed and ran out, so I thought I was done with him. But after some time, someone knocked on my house during the night. When I looked out the window, it was Steve, and I screamed in anger. "I definitely told you to forget about me."
No matter how hard I try to erase you from my mind, I can't. So I guess I'll just have to get rid of you.
He had a big pit bull with him, and I was shocked and called the police. He was arrested by the police, who soon arrived. I told the police that he planned to make my face unrecognizable by having the pit bull bite my face. The idea was that if he did that, he would be able to forget my face. He ended up going to jail, and I moved out. However, sometime later, after he was released from prison, he sent me a text message, and the contents of the text message were as follows.
"I haven't forgotten you yet. Soon, I'll destroy you completely.